Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, dear friends, here at Kardec Radio and the Spiritist Society of Virginia. What a joy. Isn't it a joy? It is a blessing for us to be together. It's a blessing to be able to be here, cultivating our true nature, our spiritual nature. We know we're living in a world that is under a lot of changes, and we need this moment of the online spiritual care to boost in us our deepest immunity, which is the spiritual immunity. We need to recalibrate ourselves, mind, so our bodies feel the protection, feel also the re-energization that comes from the spiritual realm. Let us feel the presence of the good and loving Spirit who love us so much. Love you, love all of us, the Spirit, the protecting spirits, the guardian angels, and the very presence of Master Jesus, because he said, where two or more are together in his name, there he is. We're going to begin with a message read by our dear friend Palloma. Right, Palloma?
Hi, everyone. We're going to read a message from the book Living Spring. The messages are from the Spirit Manual, psychographed by Chico Xavier. And it's chapter 18, Not Only. Man does not live on bread alone. Jesus. Not only warm clothing that protects the body, but the shelter of higher knowledge that strengthens the soul. Not only the comeliness of the physical face, but the beauty and nobleness of the sentiments as well. Not only the eugenics that improves the muscles, but also the politeness that refines one's manners. Not only the surgical procedure that extracts the organic defect, but also one's personal effort that annuls the soul's defect. Not only the comfortable dwelling in which to live one's physical life, but also the invisible home of edifying principles in which the spirit becomes useful, esteemed, and respected. Not only the honorable titles that decorate the transitory personality, but also the virtues that enrich the eternal conscience in the day-to-day struggle. Not only light for one's mortal eyes, but also divine light for one's imperishable understanding. Not only a pleasant appearance, but effective helpfulness as well. Not only blossoms, but also fruit. Not only ongoing teaching, but active exemplification as well. Not only an excellent theory, but also sanctifying practice. Not only ourselves, but others too. The Master said, man does not live on bread alone. Let us apply this sublime concept to the immense arena of the world. Good taste, harmony, and dignity in one's outer life are a duty, but let us not forget the purity, the loftiness, and the sublime resources of the inner life with which we progress towards eternity.
So let us all now say our prayer, and I'm going to put some music here for us so we can pray together under the sound of the Ave Maria. Let us all now close our eyes and feel the presence of God sending us vitality, Let us breathe in the healthy molecules and breathe out all and everything that we no longer need. Dear God, we love nourishing our souls in prayers and good actions. We are learning about how to sustain good feelings, good thoughts, to promote good actions and good words. We are encouraged daily by you through Jesus and his team, whom in your name envelop us in deep compassion. Our past, previous lives is very likely not very memorable. But today we're happy to know that we are cultivating a new beginning. And we thank you, and especially Spiritism, that brings us the sense of responsibility, that brings us the strengthening of our discernment, our rational faith, through which we can tame old conditionings, counter-conditioning ourselves to the new, developing us day in, day out, a stronger and stronger person in us, our true self, our divine, your presence within us. We are excited about the journey, and we raise our thoughts to the sky and dream of the day when this light within will shine so brightly, and like the sun, in togetherness with many others, we will emanate so much love that will give life to others. For now, we visualize our homes being enveloped by this love that comes from you, healing, renewing us. And we pray especially for those who are doing the spiritual treatment at a distance this hour, and those who have their names in the book of prayer at our center. May they feel the presence of the spirit doctors, nurses, and therapists that you're sending their way. With your protection and guidance, we thank you for the permission to begin this moment of therapy for our souls, and so be it. What a joy! And Luciana is going to be here with us now, leading a session on a most important gift that we have forgotten, right, Luciana?
Right. Let us read and learn with Master Jesus about this gift that we are forgetting about, because we always are asking and wanting more gift. And there is one gift that Master Jesus is going to tell us that has been forgotten. So the chapter today is 27, from Jesus in the Home. And let us see. Master Jesus, always gathering with a disciple, with a group of people, he always is observing and listening what they are talking about. And today's story begins like this. Everyone had focused their attention on the interest discussion about the gifts which heaven blessed souls on earth. when the Lord commented patiently. There was once a man who had been showered with the gift of merit. Consequently, he received permission for the higher realms to approach the angel who was the dispenser of the divine gifts abounding in the world. So this man, he had the merit to be asking for the gifts, what he wanted to be receiving while he was incarnated. So he went for the angel and asked for youth. He was granted his request, but soon he realized that youth might entail strength and beauty, but is also entail spiritual inexperience and weakness. How many times we ask for being young, right? To continue being young, but at that time that we were young, we don't have maturity. We don't know better, right? We will love to be this maturity that we have now, but with the youth, with the body, with the appearance of the past. So this is what this man realized. So he was no longer interested in youth, and he went back to the angel and asked for wealth. He was granted riches and enjoyed great wealth for a long time. However, he finally realized that having a lot of money provoked malignant envy in many people. So we see this nowadays. People that are wealth is being always envy. People are always surrounded and trying to get something from them, right? And this man, he also became tired of the toilsome task for protecting his assets. He sought out the angel and asked for another gift, the gift of freedom. And he thought he was truly free when he received the gift. Even so, he was confronted by cruel, unseen demons that present him all the time, filling his mind with troubles and temptations. Exhausted to the constant inner conflict in which he was living, he went back to the heavenly giver and asked for something else. He asked this time for power. And as he was asking for power, everyone wants to receive those gifts, right? Everything that this man is asking is something that majority of people on planet Earth are asking also on their prayers. So when he asked for power and he received the gift, he clothed himself in a great authority. However, he realized sooner than he had expected that authority generates hatred and rebelliousness in lazy and ignorant hearts. And tormented by the hidden daggers of indiscipline and discord, he went back to the angel, to the benefactor, and begging for intelligence. This is another gift that he asked. Nevertheless, as the man of knowledge and learning, he lost the rest of the peace that he had once enjoyed. He quickly understood that it was not possible for him to show reality in keeping his wishes. In order not to fall prey to the destructive action of those he had benefited, he was compelled to plant a seed of truth among the flowers of fleeting fantasy, and rather than adapting to his situation, he went back again and asked for another gift. So you see, everything that he's asking is not fulfilling his wishes. There's always something that disappoint him and show him that having power, intelligence, all the earthly gifts and things that we all desire has a downside, a part that we don't always see in advance. So he asked the angel for marital bliss, and the angel granted him this permission. So he got married, he constructed a family, he was really happy until he lost his wife, and he became very anguished, and he wasn't doing very well uh, being a widower. So he went back to the minister and asked once again for uh, another gift because he made a mistake again when he asked for this gift. And this time he asked for health. He received his gift. However, after a few years had passed, old age appeared and disfigured his body, tearing and wrinkling without mercy. So, how many times we want to be healthy for a long time, right? Looking good, but also all our body has a cycle, right? We have an age, the body ages, everything happens for a reason. Everything is by the natural laws of God. So when he asked that, he also wasn't feeling very excited when he sees that he's aging and that his body is not keeping up with all the health that he had. So, tormented and unable to leave his house because he was like very old, his angel friend came to him and, embracing him like a father, asked him what new gift he wanted from heaven. The disappointed man said that there wasn't one. What more could he ask? He had asked for everything, right? Everything that looks good to us, he asked, and he got disappointed in the end. So he had the same question. What more could I ask for? It was then that the glorious messenger explained that in his quest for happiness, he had forgotten about the greatest of all gifts that can uphold a person in the world: the gift of courage. Courage produces enthusiasm and good spirits, with each to carry out the work that is needed each and every day. So, before we ask for something, we should meditate and see what really do we need. And here, Master Jesus, in this example, he comes and tells us that we need to have the courage, because courage will bring us about everything. We'll feel enthusiastic, we'll feel with a good spirit, and we'll be able to go through the difficulties, the trials, the expiations, everything that comes through our pathway. So this is the gift that we always been forgetting about it. We want to do the shortcuts in life and receive the gift right here and there, but we need to ask for courage to go through and actually conquer, achieve these goals, achieve the gift that we want, right? That is to be happy. Then Jesus paused, right, and smiled and looked at all of them that were sitting around. And he concluded his saying, youth is beautiful, wealth is pleasing, freedom is admirable, power is brilliant, intelligence is respectable. A blissful marriage is holy, physical health is blessed. But if people do not have courage with each to deal with the good and bad things in human life, in order to learn how to stay on the pathways towards God, the temporary gifts of the transitory experience are of little use. So you see, everything that we ask, everything that we wanted to achieve, if we don't have the courage and know how to use well, we'll be wasting, right? all these things will be wasting if we don't have this courage to deal with the good and the bad in the life. We can have those gifts, but we need to have the courage to continue and go through obstacle and always achieve higher levels, because we have this strength and we can continue march forward. In putting one child on his lap, he nodded toward the starry sky, as if to say that only in heaven will the last happiness of men and women find its true home. So Master Jesus is telling us, showing us that these gifts that we wanted to achieve should always to be with the spiritual gifts, the things that will bring us the eternal joy, the eternal love, right? The eternal happiness. And he's pointing and showing to us that this will be achieved if we live this life with courage and strength and a lot of discipline, but focus in the spiritual goals for us as spiritus as we are. And we stay here for now, and we'll continue now with our passes in the final prayer.
Let us then, dear friends, prepare to receive the final passes. Let us put some music in the background to facilitate the process. Let us close our eyes and visualize ourselves in a lavender field, feeling the scent that is so appealing and soothing at the same time. We visualize a ray of light coming towards us. This ray of light slowly transforms itself into our dear and loving Master. The Master then comes to our encounter, and as he embraces us dearly and kindly, we see that we receive the gift of courage, the gift of faith, the gift of fraternity, the gift of hope, and the gift of joy. We see ourselves bathed in this loving light from the Master. He then grants us a bouquet of lavender flowers, which we with him take to all of those in our network, discarnate and incarnate alike, knowing that we now have become one with the Master. We feel his healing love transforming us, ridding us of emotions we no longer need, and granting us renewed spiritual energy for us to march forward in realizing God's will. And with much gratitude for the companionship of the Master, who remains by our side unconditionally, we now go to our final prayer with our dear Deise.
Let us continue with our eyes closed. Dear loving God, thank you so much
for another day in this precious reincarnation. Thank you for allowing us to be here tonight with you, connected with one another. Dear loving Father, we are grateful for the opportunity to live again, to have another chance, and as the sun that every morning shines in the horizon, reminding us of the opportunity to start anew. We don't need to wait, dear Father, for another reincarnation. You remind us every day that we can start anew. And we use these very moments to feel your teachings and remind ourselves to have courage to focus not on the material goals, but the spiritual goals. Courage to fulfill our reincarnatory plan, and the courage to follow you every step of the way. We kindly ask, dear Father, that the blessings of these moments are shared with all those connected with us, physically or spiritually, and our brothers and sisters in humanity who are suffering deeply at this moment. We pray for those who are sick physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Those who feel abandoned and desperate, who are seeking or who already have taken their lives. We also pray for the children on earth who are the future generation of our planet, the parents and educators who guide their pathways, and those in temporary positions of power. Illuminate their hearts and their minds, Father, so that they can also fulfill their responsibility to guide us to the good. With much gratitude in our hearts, we ask your permission to close this prayerful moments of tonight, keeping you in our minds and hearts throughout the week. And so be it.
We want to thank you, dear friends, for joining us in one more online spiritual care, reminding ourselves that we can drink the bottled water or the cup of water, the jar of water throughout the week. Remember that during the night when the body is at sleep, it's the spiritual treatment opportunity. It's written in chapter 2 of the book, Evolution in Two Worlds, by André Luiz, through Chico Xavier and Valdo Vieira. You have an opportunity to see how it happens. So healing can happen right here where you are if we just have faith, as Jesus said. Okay? Still, if you have any question, comment, write to us at kardecradio@gmail.com. We wish you lots of blessings, and until next time, thank you, friends.